Hey friends, it's Susan from legslikemine.com, and I am doing this video in my robe. But you know what? You still have to have a little color. I'm actually, it's beautiful here today in Oklahoma City, and I am going to go get in the pool. So why take a shower and stuff if I'm just going to mess it all up with a swim? So anyway, actually it's appropriate that I'm doing this video in my robe though today, because the topic is how to live a fulfilling life if you happen to be bedridden, whether it's temporary or maybe longer term type situation. I know that we have a lot of women in the lipedema community who happen to have like serious mobility issues. And actually, in this blog post that I wrote about it, and I'll put a link to it in the description of this video too, I cite a study where they showed that 63% of women reported having some level of mobility issues, with small percentages of people being to the point where like they can't dress and bathe themselves and stuff. So it is a reality for our community. And I just want to say that I'm making this video, wrote the post with the utmost of love and sensitivity for you all, because it sucks. I'm just going to say this. I have a lot of friends, in fact, who are at this point where they want to get treatment, and they go to different doctors. They've been doctor shopping and cannot find a doctor who is willing to do any kind of treatment or surgical intervention on them because their BMI is too high. And then you get to that point where you're like, well, I guess this is it. I've heard it from so many people, and I am pushing and advocating for women who are in this late stage 4, maybe even a stage 5 of lipedema, which we don't even have a stage 5, but I think there's more than just stages 1, 2, 3, and 4, and who are now in this point where they're stuck. I believe that we should have some kind of centers of care located all over the country where a person can go, where the doctors and anesthesiologists and all those kind of people are trained, and they have the right equipment for high BMIs. They're willing to take on the malpractice liability, and they know how to work on larger bodies, right? Because whenever you're in those late stages, man, the treatment can actually be like life-saving, to be able to get some mobility back, get back out of the house, all that stuff. So that's what my dream is someday, that we will have like these centers of excellence everywhere. Until then, we do have friends in our community, sisters in our community, who are stuck in the bed. And so this post is especially for you, this video. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about how you can make your life still meaningful, use your mind, use your body, do all of those things. So I've made a list here. And the first one is to make your space as comfortable and positive as you can. So if, be by a sunny window. There's so much important things that happen to your mental and physical health whenever you get daily sunlight. Helps your circadian rhythm, so you don't get in this weird cycle of staying up all night or sleeping all day or whatever. It helps you to just be happier. Puts vitamin D in your body, which helps us to fight infection and stuff like that. But also just having a positive space. Like think about, bright colored pillows, keeping that window open, making sure your bed is comfortable and clean. That, it can affect your mental health so much if you just take a minute to make sure that your space is what feeds your soul, because if that's where you're spending all your time, you really need that space to be uncluttered and have what you need at your hands, but just feel like right, so good pillows, good, wedges if you need them, whatever. So I hope that helps, artwork that inspires you, whatever. The second thing is to create a sense of connection, and thank God for the internet is what I'm going to say, because there's so many opportunities now to participate in things like the monthly, the Lymph Press Lipedema Roundtable, and support groups and Facebook groups, and even things like if you have the opportunity to get online therapy with a therapist who's working from home, or, making phone calls and doing things where, like watching TED Talks, even though you're not actually having two-way conversation with that person, at least you're staying involved with other humans, right? But anything you can do where there's an actual two-way conversation where you get the chance to speak really helps to build connection. And that is so important as part of the human experience. The third one is creativity. So you have this time where your mobility won't let you get out of the house and stuff. And again, thank goodness for the internet. There's so many YouTube channels where people teach you how to do art and different crafts and opportunities to do writing and blogging and anything to express the creative side of your life. There are kits that you can get on Amazon that can teach you whole new crafts that are like $10, you know. So what can you do? Do you like to knit? Are there any things like that that you can do to express that creative side? Even, I'm going to say it, coloring. That's about as far as I go when it comes to creative stuff besides the writing, which is my gift in life. The fourth one I want to talk about is exercising. So just because you're in bed doesn't mean that you should stop moving altogether. If you can get like those little fitness bands, I have them all over the place in my house. I even have weights under my desk right now. So on days when I'm having a rough leg day, I can still do things with my arms, get my body pumping, shoulder raises and stuff like that. Those little stretchy bands, you can work your legs, your arms, your back, all kinds of muscles. And what's cool about stretchy bands is, one, you can get a whole pack of them for like $10, right? Two, they're light, so they're, not hard to transport around, and you can just tuck them under, like in your bedside table drawer or whatever when you're done, and get a pretty good workout. But, try to do movement every single day. Continue to do everything you can to fight and keep your strength up, right? Maybe build up more strength than you had before you laid down in that bed or, sat on that recliner and kind of ended up having to stay there, right? So don't let your mobility issues give you a permission slip that you shouldn't exercise anymore. Do what you can with what you have. There's a video series that was on PBS when I was a kid. It's called Sit and Be Fit. And it is now all over YouTube. And it's literally exercises that are designed for people who need to sit down when they're doing exercises. And there's yoga videos now too that are made for doing from the bed, right? Now, maybe you modified the poses even more or you skip some poses altogether, but there is definitely stuff that's designed and free for all of us to exercise at whatever fitness level and mobility level we are at right now. So be thinking about that. The next thing is self-care. So again, if you're bedridden or you're homebound or whatever, keep up with your manual lymphatic drainage. Do what you can reach. A lot of us maybe can't bend down, can't reach our toes and stuff, but still you can do those deep breathing exercises, reach your stomach and do the lymphatic drainage from where you can, your shoulders, your armpits, all of those areas. Also, other kinds of self-care is definitely making sure that your skin is hydrated every day, drinking lots of water to keep your body healthy, taking baths, making sure that you're staying clean. And showers are so good if you're having like some depression or whatever. Get in that shower and let that water just spray on you. And then what I've been doing lately, I've been studying this Huberman Lab podcast that I watch on YouTube, where he talks about intentional cold water therapy. And there's no way you're going to ever get me in an ice bath. But I have noticed a ton of mood improvements where I take my full shower, I wash my hair and everything, and then as I'm going through and got my conditioner kind of soaking in, I start turning that temperature down, 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 down. And my final rinse is cold. And I try and stay in there for as long as I can in that cold water, because for some reason it boosts the boosts the dopamine. I can't even say it. Boosts the dopamine in your brain and makes you happy for a little bit longer. So on days when I have days, we all have days where I'm just like, man, I don't want to do anything today, right? I'm not feeling it. Get my butt up, get in the shower, take a shower, wash myself, right? A cleansing shower, and then turn on that cold water. And it turns my frown upside down, right? So all those self-care things that we should still be doing, and that also includes stuff like paint your fingernails, take a minute, put on your makeup, even if it's crazy makeup like what I'm wearing today, to literally 1 minute makeup, do what you can to make yourself feel good and take good care of yourself. All right, so the next one is sensory experiences. And one of the things that I've been exploring lately is aromatherapy. I actually have a couple of different things I've been doing. I do have a diffuser in my office, and you know how those Febreze commercials talk about people getting nose blind and stuff like that? Every now and then I swap out the scent and it really can affect my mood. So, what I've been playing with lately is some citrusy kind of flavors because I want spring to come and I want my house to be clean. And it kind of inspires me when I'm trying to write or focus. It just that clean scent kind of turns my brain on. And then what I've noticed too, obviously, you know, we know all the Christmas smells like the cinnamon and stuff like that can make you feel Christmassy, but lavender is really good for like bedtime. The smell of lavender. So aromatherapy has been really cool. And the other thing I've been doing is I've been going to a store called World Market here. I think that they're located all over the place, but they've been having clearance sales on their oil diffusers, and you can get one for like $5 on the clearance rack. I'm a major bargain hunter, you know. Um, and it's just like a little jar of oil if you've never seen them before, and it has some bamboo sticks stuck in it, and you can change how smelly it is by putting in additional sticks or removing sticks, right? And you can get all different kinds of smells, but smell is such a an influencer on how we feel, and so it's so subtle. Like, have you ever walked into a Marriott hotel, like a real fancy Marriott hotel, and the first thing you get hit with is this smell? It's a very specific perfume, and they pump that in the air so that when you walk in, you're like, oh, this hotel is clean, you know? Or I'm in Marriott. And now when I smell that smell other places, I'm like, that smells just like the JW Marriott in Washington, D.C. It's so crazy. So work on that. And then, so smells, right? And then the other thing is music, man. I mean, there are so many places that you can get free music today. YouTube, right, is one of the big ones. It and also can affect how you feel. You know, if you're feeling sad and you want to lift yourself up, put on some happy music. But there's also times when you're feeling sad and you just want to feel sad. Put on some music, you know. But it's so much, it's good for your brain, right? It's better than sort of laying there in just the silence or, um, you know, with other stuff going on behind it. Put on some music. So, the other thing I wanted to talk about though, too, is, you know, we have a lot of brilliant women who have had like this wide variety of careers in the lipedema community who have now opted to stop working on their own or have become disabled, right? And you just because you need to be home, it is difficult a lot of times to. For me, I was traveling all the time for work, and the places I was traveling had tons of stairs, and it was killing my knees. And then, of course, just the plane travel and stuff. I do have tips and tricks for it, but it does weigh on you, right? Also, the commute back and forth, or going into, especially if you're a client-facing type worker, going to an office where you don't know if they're going to be able to have like chairs without arms or chairs that are strong enough. That's also a big deal. Or the proper accommodations, right? There and for me, that meant too. I worked in like a white male dominated environment for years and years with a lot of younger guys that were coming in from out of the military. And we had buildings all over our campus, right? And we would have meetings here and there and everywhere else. And those guys would walk so dang fast. And it started making me feel like, oh, I need to get out of this because they do not have empathy for me, and they're either having to slow down or they're leaving me behind because they just move faster. So sometimes working in the physical workplace can be really tough. I mean, there's probably a lot more things that go with that, but working in a workplace can be tough. So what is interesting is that if you still want to work, I mean, you're still smart. Just because your legs quit working or because you can't be accommodated in the workplace, you may still want to work just like me. I work every single day. I may not make any money, but I work every single day. So go to job sites like Indeed or the LinkedIn job site or even Upwork and check out remote. Like when you put in the location for job searches, there are so many companies that now are hiring just straight up remote workers. Like they no longer have offices, right? You can get back to work And if you do gig work, which is kind of what I do now, I mean, I write and stuff on my own terms. I have a consulting company, but I need to take a nap every day. Fatigue is for real, it's part of it. And I work, I'm a fast worker too, though. I get like a whole day's worth of work done for normal people in about 4 hours. So I work really, really hard in the morning. And then I take myself a nap. And then in the afternoon, I do what I want, you know? And I still am more effective than a lot of people I used to work with. Anyway, that just because you're at home, all that being said, is you don't have to quit working completely. Like, just think about that. Like, if you want to stay making more money, right? There is stuff that you can do to make money from home. And even if you happen to be on disability, there's still stuff you can do at a limited level, like based on income levels and stuff, right? To keep your mind occupied and to contribute in that way to the world, right? So that's a few ideas that might help you if you're so really struggling with, being at home, being bedbound, stuck in the recliner, whatever. Just remember all of these things, that you still have worth. Every human has worth, and every human has purpose and can make purpose, right? Based on what you're interested in, how you contribute to, different things. So, you are worthy, whether you're fully mobile or whether you're fully immobile. We are all equally worthy. I hope that this has helped somebody, and just know that for my friends who are stuck in that situation where right now you just can't get treatment, my heart goes with you. I wish and look for every single day for ways that I can help you to get out of your situation and improve your life. But there are still things that you can be doing to have a full, loving, happy, joyful, contributing life. And I hope this has just been a few ideas for you. So until we talk next time, take care of yourselves, open your window, drink some water, take a shower. I'll see you later. Bye.